We are coming to you live from Stuller's global headquarters. If you're just joining in, we're so excited to have you all here. We understand there were some issues with the audio. Don't worry about that. We are working on getting that figured out. I'm hoping that y'all can hear us now. If not, go ahead and stick in the comments if you can or can't. We're working to make sure we get you what you need. But no matter what, we are live. We are at Lafayette, Louisiana at Stuller's global headquarters. We are excited because we are on the second of our two challenges today. This one is a CAD challenge, a computer-aided design challenge. They are going to be using some of our Gem Vision software, which is Matrix Gold, and we're really excited to see what they come up with today.
Absolutely. So forgive us, I know it was difficult to hear, but the CAD/CAM services team developed an inspirational story to help the competitors get an idea of who are they designing for. So if you have a minute, we can just go over that
let's
really
go ahead
quick.
and read that again quick. So everybody in the audience, you're able to hear our jewelers are going to be designing for this client.
This persona here.
Yes.
Okay, so a fashionista, 34 years old, of Turkish-American descent, is looking for a statement piece to wear to a ball with very prominent guest lists. She is a woman on the cutting edge of fashion and design. She loves to travel and see unique architecture from around the world. She loves, her favorite location is the Mediterranean Sea, but specifically Mykonos and the Greek Isles. She's recently inherited a stone that must be in this design, an oval tanzanite 12 by 8.
Wow.
Yeah, nice piece.
I would like to inherit that.
She loves the negative space jewelry look, repeating elements, and geometric pattern or symmetrical design similar to that of Turkish and Arabic royalty.
Wow.
She loves the contrast between different metals and is open to all colors or tritone. She is not a lady easily impressed by simplicity, and opulence is normally the safest route with her. So we got a little bit of Mediterranean, some royalty.
Love
she doesn't
that.
want things too simple. She loves geometric and symmetrical patterns. So whatever they come up with is going to be super cool.
I already know, first of all, this fashionista, a woman after my own heart. Second of all, I'm going to love anything that they design. I too love to be surrounded by opulence. So this sounds incredible.
Absolutely. So I think what's going to happen is somebody's going to design this, and then somebody's going to approach one of these jewelers and say, I need you to make
I'm going to need someone in this vicinity to make this for me during Parts and Pieces tomorrow, our second day of competition.
There you go.
I think that sounds great.
And I don't know if you guys caught that on the live announcement here, but B9 Creations is our official sponsor. They make wonderful 3D printing technology.
Yes.
So once these CAD files are finished and rendered, we're going to send them to the B9 Creations 3D printer and print off some prototypes. So the judges have something to feel and touch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so very cool.
Absolutely. Good shout out, Cross. Thank you to B9 Creations for being a sponsor of this challenge today. We have some of their people in the house with us today, and we're really excited at Stuller to have all of these vendors, everybody in the building. It's a celebratory time for sure.
Absolutely. We're so happy to have three wonderful competitors here. I hear there might be a special guest showing up at some point, not to compete, but just to demonstrate their expertise. I know he is very familiar with our software.
Fantastic.
And the printers themselves. So stay tuned to see who our special guest is.
Not going to want to miss that.
Not going to want to miss it.
All right, y'all, we have an afternoon filled with all things Bench Jeweler Workshop, so you definitely want to stay tuned for the whole thing. We're going to take a break, take a little look at what our competitors are currently doing on their screens, and when we come back, we're going to have an interview with someone who knows a lot about CAD design and the whole Bench Jeweler experience.
And I tell you, I know you can't smell anything out there in internet land, but I smell king cake and boudin.
Oh,
you smell that?
I think I smell it.
Another reason to get down here, folks.
Absolutely. All right, y'all, stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
Thanks, guys.
right, everybody, you're getting a live look at our CAD challenge that is going on here on the first afternoon of our Bench Jewelers Workshop Battle of the Benches competition. This morning we had a stone setting challenge and it was sponsored by PGI, Platinum Guild International. I'm so excited to be joined right now by Kevin Riley, who is a representative of PGI. Kevin, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Susie. I'm very excited to be here, as I am every year.
Oh, great.
I always look forward to the Bench Jewelers Workshop. It's on my calendar every year.
I love that.
It's one of the first things that goes on the calendar.
Oh, that's perfect. So how many Bench Jewelers Workshops have you been to?
I would say at least 12.
12. That's remarkable. For those of you who have been watching earlier, this is our 23rd. So you've been to over half of them.
Half of
That's
them,
pretty
yeah,
impressive.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm amongst Bench Jeweler royalty here. So it seems like this is only my second one. Well, it's wonderful to have you here. And I just want to take the time to thank you for your sponsorship of the challenge that we had this morning. I mean, I know stone setting could be particular, and platinum is a particular metal to set it in. So Stuller's really excited to be a partner with PGI and all things. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what is PGI?
Sure. Well, PGI, Platinum Guild International, USA, is part of a global organization. So we're a global marketing organization that's dedicated to building consumer demand for and an enduring commitment to the use of platinum in jewelry. And what's very exciting is that we have a very unique mission in the industry in that we don't make or sell anything ourselves. Our only reason for existence is to help the people and the companies that make and sell platinum jewelry.
I love that.
Do it more effectively, more efficiently, and more profitably.
That's fantastic.
So
yeah.
It's a fun job.
I can't even imagine. I think that would be a really fun job. Getting to help people, getting to
Yeah.
meet people, find out what's going on in their business, meet them where they are, and really help push something forward. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And the other thing that's really exciting is that we discover by talking to retail jewelers, talking to manufacturers, every day we discover that we still have work to do in terms of educating the industry about the unique benefits and characteristics of platinum.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting that we were the sponsor of the Stone Setting Challenge this morning, because that's one of the most fascinating and important characteristics of platinum is the fact that nothing holds a diamond or a gemstone more securely than platinum.
Yeah.
So, but that's an aha moment for a lot of bench jewelers, because a lot of them don't get the opportunity to work with platinum every day at the bench. So that's why having something front and center at what I would say is the best bench jeweler education event in the world.
Wow. Yeah.
To have stone setting in platinum be a part of that, because it's such an important characteristic and such a great opportunity for the industry.
Yeah. We were interviewing one of our competitors in that competition a little bit earlier, and he was saying that he doesn't often get a chance to work with platinum, and it was kind of an exciting challenge for him today, really testing his skills. Which is, always good. We're here for the competition. We're here for glory. Why not do it with platinum, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I just want to thank you so much for joining us here. What are you most looking forward to in your time here at Stuller?
Well, I have to say, not to make it all about me.
Oh, make it all about you, please.
But I'm really excited about the session, that panel discussion session that I'll be moderating at 2:30 today.
Fantastic.
And it's working with platinum, but it's really concentrating on the importance of proper alloy usage in jewelry manufacturing. And that's another mystery for a lot of people in both manufacturing and retailing. Because sometimes, all right, I told you that platinum is the most secure setting and nothing is more durable. But there have been occasions where people have seen a platinum ring that was bent out of shape, or prongs that were bent out of shape, and it leads them sometimes to think that it's platinum that's causing that, and that platinum is too soft. When in actuality, it's the fact that they use the improper alloy for casting platinum jewelry, and that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with the platinum, but everything to do with what metal it was mixed with.
Okay.
So that's what our discussion this afternoon will focus on.
Fascinating.
So,
Just a small tidbit of the incredible knowledge you can get if you actually choose to come to Stuller for our Bench Jeweler workshop. We're excited to be streaming this Battle of the Benches competition for you this year. We're, of course, getting expert interviews. I mean, you're only going to get to talk to Kevin Riley here live. It's a big deal, but coming to the facility, making sure that you are here, that you are in those classes, that you're taking a tour, that you're really getting to network and find out what your fellow bench jewelers are doing is a really big, as you say, you mark this on your calendar every year, and we can come to you live, but it's not the same thing as being in the building. So if you're having a little bit of, FOMO, you're at home wishing you were going to be here, pull like Kevin, put it on your calendar for next year. We're going to be here next spring celebrating all things bench jeweler yet again.
it's a must-see.
A must-see. There you go. All right, everybody. Well, Kevin, again, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me about everything that's going on here today, platinum in particular. We're going to go now to a little bit of a video where we're going to talk a little bit about customization and how everything's going on. We're going to look at what's going on in our CAD challenge. So you definitely want to stay tuned. You don't want to miss what's coming up next. All right, everybody. We are here live at Stuller's global headquarters in Lafayette, Louisiana, and we are in the middle, beginning middle of our CAD challenge, our computer assisted design challenge. And I am joined by Brett, who is an expert in, frankly, everything when it comes to jewelry.
I don't know about that.
I do. I can ask you any question. You're always going to know the answer. But
I'll give it my best.
We're going to be taking a little bit of an in-depth look as to what our competitors are up to. But first, I want to talk to you about the fact that there are students here at Bench Jeweler Workshop today. And that was something that you played an integral role in kind of bringing to the forefront of what's going on during this 2-day period. Talk to me about why was that important to have them here?
Well, the schools are very important to us. I mean, you think about the future jewelers of the world, you know, they're starting their career in a school. So we want to bring them in, we want to introduce them to Stuller and challenge them and see how they perform under pressure. So we have several folks here from Paris Junior College in Texas, where I went to school. So it's very interesting. It's the first time that we've done this. We'll probably keep doing it and refine it as we go. But they're having a load of fun, and they feel the pressure too. But it's been great.
That's awesome. How have they been performing under pressure? Are they rising to the occasion, you would say?
Some better than others.
Oh, all right.
Some are rock solid, and some are a little bit apprehensive. But
for sure.
But they're getting through it, and they're getting the job done so far.
For sure. Yeah.
So today we've been challenging them on their stone setting skills.
Love that.
They have a solitaire setting with a round stone, and they have to set and finish it within an hour.
Wow.
Within an hour. We also challenged them to see if they could accomplish the time that it takes us to do something here at Stuller. In other words, we give our setters and our polishers a certain amount of time on the job, and we challenge them to finish within that time limit.
Yeah.
And we give them extra points.
I love that.
But so far they haven't hit it.
Well, that's the beauty of being a student. You're in the process of learning, right?
That's right. And this is invaluable to them. I really see it in their faces that they really appreciate being here.
For sure. Well, I think it's a really big deal. I mean, everybody has to start somewhere. And the fact that they can come to this world-class facility with experts such as yourself, who's also an alumni, and really see what it is that they're getting themselves into when they chose to go into the jewelry business as a career. I think, how often do you get to say you get to do stuff like that?
That's right. And, you know, they're performing in front of very seasoned jewelers, so it's a bit of pressure.
I'm sure.
To do that, but they're doing fantastic.
That's awesome.
Tomorrow we will be challenging them on ring sizing. So we're gonna give them a ring to size, and they have to size it, be accurate, and finish the piece out.
Definitely. Well, I've had a ring sized countless times, so I would imagine that's probably a pretty important skill to kind of have mastery of.
You can do it very well, and you can do it badly.
Oh, I'm sure.
So we're going to see how well they pull it off.
All right, I'm excited to see that. Okay, so we are in a CAD challenge. We've got Brett here who knows a lot about everything, but he also knows about CAD. So we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at what our designers are up to. So this is, I believe, our first competitor. And Brett, talk to me about what do you see here?
Well, it looks like we gave them a specific design element, which is an oval tanzanite. I think that's what I heard.
I think you're right, yeah.
So it looks like he's making a pendant, is what it looks like. So center stone surrounded by the design element, and adding gemstones in those as well. I think I saw him earlier actually take a picture, and then you can actually import the picture into Matrix, and then trace it out.
Very cool.
And then from that tracing, they can build the geometry to match it.
That is
so that was pretty
smart
on his part to do that. And it definitely will help save him some time.
For sure. And it is important to note all of the designers today are working in Matrix Gold, which is a GemVision software that Stuller is excited to be a part of. Here's a look at the image we saw just there.
There was the picture.
Yeah.
So, working around in Matrix, using the picture as a guide, creating curves around these elements, and then from there it goes into the three-dimensional world.
Very cool. Very cool. I know I have a background in graphic design, and the idea of tracing over an image to kind of help direct curves and forms is something that's not, not totally immune to how easy that can be.
Stuff.
Yes, some Photoshop stuff. Exactly right. Here we can take a look at the competitors as they're working. All right.
So you can see they're trying to create lines. In Matrix we call them curves. And even that straight line is called a curve.
Okay.
So it's a little confusing.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
But he's creating the bones in order to move on to the three-dimensional side of the design.
Very cool. So if those of you who are out there watching this and this feels like it's a skill set that you don't have and maybe you want, good news, Stuller does offer training in all of our software. We have trainers in-house. We're going to be talking to some a little bit later. You're able to come and learn how to use this modeling software if you can integrate it into your business. Well, let's take a look at the next competitor, see what we've got going on. Let's see if we can have Brett give us an inside look at this. All right, now looks totally different to me.
Right. I don't see a whole lot
Oh, here we go.
yet, but looks like he has his gem out there, and he's creating some swirly designs.
Very cool.
So right there, he used a mirror command. So he had one side, and he mirrored over the other side too.
Very
It's a
cool.
little trick
That is a trick.
to go quicker.
All right, so we're looking at,
This is bench 3.
yeah, our third bench, which is actually Miss Sierra Herndon. So it looks like she is using some mirror tools.
Yeah.
Love that. Here we go. We can get a look at Miss Sierra as she's working.
You can see Sierra, and you can see the trophies in that case right there.
Oh yeah, I know. I wish they had a trophy for best live announcer. I would definitely want to take one of those home.
Maybe we'll have to work on that.
I think I'm going to have to get one next year is what I'm thinking.
We'll work on that one, Susie.
Perfect. Thank you, Brett. I knew I could count on you.
So not quite sure what she's trying to do here yet, but I'm sure it's gonna
I'm sure it's going
come
to
to
come
life.
out very cool. Yeah. So I see our numbers are going up. If you're just tuning in now, we are taking a live look at the CAD challenge here of our Battle of the Benches competition. This is the second of 3 competitions we have here at Stuller over the course of 2 days. You can see some sketching that was going on. So all of our jewelers were given a story, a client inspiration, which happens in the life of a bench jeweler, I'm sure pretty frequently. Someone comes in, they have certain things that they want, that they're looking for, and they don't really know what they want, but they know they want to use this stone, or they know they like white gold. And you are tasked as a jeweler with designing a custom piece with them. And so a challenge like this is something probably a jeweler might be doing more often than they think.
Yeah, so you can see that she started by sketching her ideas, and then now moving into the three-dimensional package to make those 2D sketches come to life.
Yeah, very cool. All right. So
Another thing I like about what she's doing there is she's using a gem in Matrix that is more shaped like a colored stone would be, like a true tanzanite.
Yeah.
It's not shaped like a diamond
Okay.
or diamond cut. So she's actually making it more authentic by choosing that gem.
I love that. See, I would not have known that, Brett. This is why we have you here, the expert. Fill us all in. Here's a live look at what we've got going on more from a larger perspective. I think there's still one bench that we are waiting to get into. If we want to go to our last competitor, take a look at what they've got going on.
Bench 2?
Yeah, bench 2, I want to say. But while we're going ahead and pulling up that footage, I think CAD is something that has really come up in prominence over at least, I've been at Stuller 2 years, and yes, CAD has always been important, but the fact that we're having a competition in it, I think is a pretty big deal.
Absolutely. I mean, CAD is really the future in jewelry manufacturing, what we call digital manufacturing.
Sure.
So we start with a CAD file, we 3D print it, we direct cast it, and create the part that way.
Sure.
The traditional ways of making jewelry with a master and the rubber mold and the injection, in the future we're not going to make it that way.
Okay.
We're gonna go straight from the computer design to a 3D print and into cast. So we can be very flexible and create really millions of designs that way.
That's exciting.
So yeah.
It's very exciting. looks like our bench 2 just stepped away for a moment, but we can still see bench 1 and bench 3 in the process of working. That bench 1, the trace work that he is doing up there, that's very impressive.
Yeah, so you can see, and then now he's using editing on his three-dimensional part to shape it differently.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's trying to make maybe a leaf pattern right there.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
What was the other inspiration here?
Oh, well, let's see.
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean. They love to be at Mykonos. She's a fashionista who has an eye for opulence. She doesn't want simple designs. A woman after my own heart, frankly.
Are you reading that somewhere? How did you remember that?
I was quoting for myself. Okay. What they're really designing for is me. I mean, let's be real. But it's pretty cool to see, you know, we're really getting a start to finish look at this custom design process here.
So this is a unique part of Matrix and using what we call cage editing.
Okay.
So we can surround the part with nodes and lines, and we can drag those around and shape the item.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, so I believe we have our second bench back up and running. We're going to go and take a look. All right, now see, interesting. Looks totally different than our other 2 jewelers.
Yeah, so it looks like, you know, he's going with the bezel design, and he's probably going to surround that bezel with another side stone. You can see he's got one out there. He's probably going to array that all the way around the bezel.
Interesting.
So still early there, but
yeah. Well, and I think it's interesting to see we have jewelers here all from very different backgrounds. They're all taking very different approaches. Maybe they're at different skill levels. You know, to the untrained eye, they all look very impressive to me. So I don't know about that, but you know, no matter where you are in your bench jeweler journey, CAD can be intimidating. It can seem like it's something that's maybe a little bit scary. Maybe you're not sure how to get started. Well, Stuller is here to help you. We offer courses, we can offer specific training for anybody who's interested in learning more about this software. We're going to be talking to some of our trainers a little bit later on. They're here in the building with us day in and day out, bringing people in, showing them everything they need to know to learn this software so they really can integrate it into their business.
I'll give you a warning.
Okay.
As soon as you start with CAD, you will be obsessed.
Love that.
And I was, you know, as soon as I was exposed to it, matter of fact, my first experience was I went to Gem Vision website, and I saw a bunch of jewelry designs. So I combed through it and was just really impressed with how gorgeous this jewelry was.
Yeah.
And come to find out, it was rendered.
Dang it.
It wasn't real yet, but I was fooled by how realistic the rendering was, and I was hooked from that point on.
Absolutely. Well, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. You know, so often when people are interested in designing a piece of custom jewelry, they have something in their head, and that's where it lives. And being proficient in CAD really allows you to take these, you know, dream pieces that maybe your client has had in their head for a while and turn them into a physical, three-dimensional object that they're able to, once they've gone through the CAD part of it, they can produce a 3D print. They're actually going to get a prototype that they can hold, they can try on, they can show their friends. And you know, as a business owner, being able to take that 2-dimension and bring it into 3-dimension, it's really, the importance of that really can't be overstated.
No, and it really is the future of the jewelry business. I
Absolutely.
mean, that's how we're going to make jewelry in the future.
I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Brett, you told me I had half an hour, but I think we have been talking how long?
Yep. And I probably need to get back.
All right, probably need to get back. All right, everybody. Brett, thank you so much for taking the time to join me. I always love talking to you, man. So thank you so much.
I'll come back later.
Sounds great. All right, all of you out there, we are on our CAD challenge of Battle of the Benches. Stay tuned. We're going to take a little bit of a closer look on what those jewelers are up to, and we'll be back with more interviews, so stay tuned. right, everybody, we are still coming to you live from Stuller's global headquarters in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are in the middle of our CAD challenge. If you've been watching, we were joined earlier by Brett, who is an expert in, frankly, everything when it comes to bench jewelry, CAD design, of course, included in that. And we talked a little bit about the software that our jewelers are using today, which is Matrix Gold. And I mentioned how it could be a little bit intimidating for people who aren't familiar with the world of software-aided design. Lucky for them, Stuller has an entire program of people who are here to help you learn about Matrix Gold. If you're looking on the screen, you can see we have that QR code that keeps popping up. If you scan this one with your smartphone, the camera app on your smartphone, it will take you to the Matrix Gold, or actually the GemVision website, where you're able to find out more Matrix Gold. On your phone, you just take a little screenshot, it'll get you where you to go. Stuller.com is also an option if you're not really sure what a QR code is and how it works. Don't worry, just go to the old website, Stuller.com, and we're able to redirect you to the GemVision site where you can find out more about Matrix Gold. So, I mentioned earlier we have a whole crew of people here training people on how to work CAD, and I'm lucky enough to be joined by one of them, Bo, who is one of our fantastic in-house trainers here. I see you're rocking your Matrix Gold shirt. Bo, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. So you have a pretty fun job. You get to teach people how to use computer software. Talk to me about, what is a day in the life like of a Stuller Matrix Gold trainer?
Yeah, it's super fun. So we develop a lot of curriculum here. I focus mainly on the advanced side of things. We have, Lainey, the other trainer, she focuses on level 1. I do level 2, a lot of academy content creation. So yeah.
Very cool. All right. And how many classes would you say you've taught, ballpark, if you had to guess? Hundreds? Are we talking hundreds here?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll leave it at that. A lot.
We generally do, 2 to 4 a month, and haven't been training for 9 years, but about 4 years. So.
Okay. So
you do the
certainly
math.
A lot. So 2 to 4 a month. That's great news. If you're out there and you're wanting to find out more about training, you can come to the building and do it. But we also offer training online. Is that true?
We do virtual training. We do in-person training. Pretty much however you want it, we can accommodate.
Fantastic. It's all about meeting you where you are as a jeweler. Stuller prides itself on really being your partner and being that helping hand, that link to really help you push your business forward. And CAD design, we heard Brett say it earlier, CAD seems to be the future of jewelry design.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no question about it. CAD's the way the industry is going. Custom is so hot right now, especially with 3D printing. And being able to print and cast that printed part, that changed the jewelry industry as a whole.
Yeah, it's exciting, and Stuller's excited to be part of that with GemVision and Matrix Gold. All of that are things that Stuller recognizes are important for a business, and we're investing in our trainers, we're investing in our customers. It's a big deal. So, all right, now let's get to the fun part. I'm going to have pulling up some of the cameras of our bench jewelers that are currently working now, and I want to hear what you have to think about their designs, their processes from the eye of a teacher. What do you think about what's going on here?
So I think all of them have actually captured kind of what we were hoping for, which the story was that of a Arabic fashionista, right, who loved negative space. Now, I personally love the Arabic design using a lot of pave stones. This guy actually went a whole nother level and is actually using what's called Clay U, which is an organic modeling style software where you're able to kind of push and pull the surfaces like fabric.
Wow.
Right? So yeah, that one's definitely really nice.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
And it's pretty remarkable. We've been doing this for, I would say, about 45 minutes now, and this designer has really got a substantial amount of work done in that amount of time.
Yep.
So, I mean, to the untrained eye, this guy looks like he really knows what he's doing.
Yep.
Very cool. All right. Well, why don't we take a look at our next bench? Okay.
Yeah. So this one is also going with geometric shapes too. You see the trillions on the side. It looks like he's doing more of a flow on surface.
Very
so
cool.
Essentially, he's got that oval in the center, right? And he's got a surface around it. So I would have to suspect he's going to put some sort of designs between those bezels that he just put on there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to see what this becomes. I can't tell if it's a pendant or
Yeah.
a brooch or I don't know, but it sure looks beautiful already.
We gave them the creative freedom to choose what they wanted. So.
Yes, definitely. I think last year everybody was tasked with designing a ring, which was of course fantastic. We love that, but I really love the fact that it's a really open field. Anything can happen here.
Yeah, we kind of left it open-ended, right?
Yeah.
We said she wanted a statement piece for a ball. So,
yes.
You can take that either way.
Absolutely. A statement piece for a ball. I would like one of those too for all
Me
those
too.
jewelry designers out there. Sign me up.
Sign Susie up, guys.
Sign me up. All right, let's take a look at what our third bench is up to. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one's making more of a cathedral style, or I would suspect a cathedral style, but he's got a very nice head up there that's holding that gem. So, yeah, similar to the Arabic designs, right? They all have that kind of peaked look where it's open in the middle. So I'd like to see maybe some stones inside those peaks, but yeah, it looks great.
All right. Well, for those of you, I see those viewership numbers ticking up and up. If you are just joining us, we are in the middle of our CAD challenge here at our Battle of the Benches, which is part of Bench Jewelers Workshop at Stuller's global headquarters in Lafayette, Louisiana. And we're getting a look at what our competitors are up to. They are using Matrix Gold, which is a CAD software for the jewelry industry, and they have been tasked with designing a piece of custom jewelry for a fashionista who's going to a ball. She is interested in Arabic designs. I believe she likes going to Mykonos, Greece, which I mean, who doesn't, right?
No, I'd love to go to Mykonos.
I agree.
Want to come?
Yeah, sure. All right. If you need me, I'll be in Mykonos, folks.
All right.
But if you're watching us at home, you can see we've got that QR code that's been popping up all day. If you go ahead and scan that with your smartphone, that will take you to the GemVision website, which is where you are able to find out more about Matrix Gold, the software that our jewelers are currently using. I believe you can also find out more about our training opportunities that we have there. Bo, of course, is one of our trainers that we have here in Lafayette for all of the software that we have. He specializes in the more advanced side of the training, so those who are at a little bit of a higher level. But if you're not an expert, don't worry. Stuller has plenty of opportunities for you to get your feet wet and really start from the bottom up when it comes to learning how to use this.
Yep, we sure can. We accommodate all skill sets.
Yeah, I think that's important to know. I mean, looking at this, I don't know what's going on, but I know it looks difficult. And
yeah, so Matrix is the advanced software side of the spectrum, right?
Sure.
So you're able to create it anything you want, essentially, as long as you have the knowledge to do so.
Certainly.
And we can help with that, right? That
we
knowledge.
can help with that. You heard it here first, folks. Customization is a big trend in jewelry. Who wouldn't want a one-of-a-kind piece that is special and unique to them? And CAD enables a jeweler to really meet that customer where they are, give them exactly what they're looking for. We're going to be talking a little bit later on about, once you've done with the computer side of things, how does that translate into a physical piece? Of course, we here know it goes through a rendering process and then is 3D printed, which 3D. Then goes through the whole casting and polishing process to become a piece of jewelry. But we're going to dive into that in a little bit more detail a little bit later on. But Bo, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to be here. For all of you that are out there, if you want to know more about software, look up my man Bo. He's going to teach you everything you need to know. Lainey is another trainer that we have here. We're so excited to be able to share this day with you, all of these techniques with you. Make sure you stay tuned because this afternoon is just getting started. And let's take a look at the competition and see what's going on. All right, we are coming to you live once again from Stuller's global headquarters. You've been watching our CAD designers at work. They are participating in the second of our 3 Battle of the Benches competitions that we have going on here. I am joined now by Lainey, who is, if you've been watching, we just interviewed Bo, who is one of the trainers in our CAD software department here at Stuller, and Lainey is our other trainer. So Lainey, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna ask you same thing I asked Bo. Tell me about what is it like a day in the life of a software trainer here at Stuller?
Yeah, so a day in the life, we're normally just, or I know I'm personally normally just researching trends, so what's trending and creating content. So a lot of times I'll get on Pinterest, find new designs, bring that into our CAD software, make those designs, and record myself, post it on our online academy. When we're not doing that, we are just recreating curriculum for when we have those in-person trainings, and just always trying to keep things fresh and up to date.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the jewelry industry is, of course, trend-based, and there's always something new, always something coming up, and I think it's a testament to your hard work that Stuller is able to stay on the cutting edge of that, staying up on the trends. Yeah, definitely. What would you say is your most rewarding part of your job as a trainer?
My favorite part of training is what I call like the aha moment.
Yeah.
You know, like you get those customers that come in and they're like, I can never learn this. There's way too many buttons. And then after a couple hours, after a couple of days, it finally just clicks, and it's like, I do know what I'm doing. I do know how to do this. Like I am capable of learning CAD software. So for me, it's that moment.
Yeah.
Just to see them so discouraged and then to bring them back up like, oh, I can do this.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
I think that's an important thing to note, where this is a area where I think people can get a little bit intimidated, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
It's a computer. You're not working with your hands in the same way with traditional bench jewelers. It is a new skill set for some people, and you know, it can be intimidating, but it doesn't really matter what skill level you're at. It doesn't really matter where you are in your career. Our team here at Stuller can help you learn how to become a CAD designer, a CAD jeweler, and Lainey's here to help you.
Yeah, and everyone starts at ground zero. Like, no one purchases Matrix Gold and some have other CAD experience, but we all have to start learning at some point.
Right.
So what better time than now?
Yeah, what better time than now? That is a great point. And our CAD designers today are using Matrix Gold, which is, as Bo said a little bit earlier, a little bit more of the advanced side of the software program. So if you're looking at this now and you're like, oh my gosh, this looks way too difficult, don't worry, you're not going to start doing stuff like this right away. As Lainey said, we're going to start small and build our way up until you're at that expert level. I do have that QR code that is on our screen, yet again, that friendly QR. If you are watching us on any kind of a desktop computer and you are interested in finding out more about Matrix Gold software, get that smartphone out, open that camera app, both on iPhone and Samsung. I think Google Pixel even will make this work. Scan that QR, it'll take you where you need to go to find out about that software. A screenshot will do the same thing. It'll help you open that URL, and if anything I said doesn't make any sense at all, don't worry, just go to Stuller.com and search for Matrix Gold or GemVision. GemVision.com is another place you can look to find out more about all of this information. So we really are doing our best to make it easy and accessible for everybody out there. And I think the fact that we have educators in-house is a really big deal. So I heard you mention an online academy.
Yeah.
Tell me more about, what does that mean?
So we have an online academy for both of our softwares, CounterSketch and Matrix Gold, and that's more for learn at your own pace. If you just want to watch videos in the evenings or all day, whatever the case may be, you can go on there, find different designs that we have created, and a video voiceover of us actually creating those, and learn from them. That's actually how I personally learned Matrix Gold. Is I went through every single video on the academy and taught me enough to be a trainer, so they must be pretty good.
That's a pretty ringing endorsement for the academy, I would say. You could be at a trainer level just by watching all the videos. I think it's pretty awesome. But if someone is maybe like, I really need a teacher, I'm not so great at the whole self-directed learning, we do that too.
Absolutely. So we have a couple different training options. We have our workshops, which are just 4-hour, more focused trainings, and those are all virtual. We also have instructor-led trainings, certifications, which you can come down here to Lafayette Stuller campus and actually take those trainings, or you can do them virtually if you don't have the time to come all the way down here. So a few different options to learn our software.
Absolutely. And you know, the training doesn't just end with software. We also have stone setting training.
Correct.
We have laser training. There's all different types of training that Stuller offers. If you go to stuller.com/events, you're able to see our full training schedule, as well as any other opportunities that you have to come in onto campus and see what's going on here in this gigantic, beautiful workspace that we're all so lucky to come to every day.
Yes, I was going to say, even just to come to see the facility is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And we were talking a little bit earlier about, of course, we're so delighted to be coming to you live, meeting you where you are, whether you're on the bench now and you're working and you're listening, or you're, taking a little bit of a late lunch break and tuning in on your phone. We're excited to be here with you, but it doesn't match actually coming to an event. If you are getting a little bit of FOMO, a little bit of fear of missing out, seeing what's going on, as you should. But you know what? Good news. We do this every year, and so next year we're going to be here again, and we would love to have you with us. Mark your calendar. Where it's usually sometime in the spring. You can come and join us, get the full bench jeweler experience, and really, I think there's nothing quite like it.
Just to be here in the culture, eat the food, just be immersed in it is an experience in itself.
Yeah. Okay, so Lainey, you said eat the food. I have to find out. We've got a crawfish boil tonight. For those of you who are familiar with South Louisiana cuisine, crawfish is just about the best thing you can get. Are you going to the boil?
I'm pretty sure it's illegal in the state of Louisiana to turn down a crawfish boil.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah. All right. Well, Lainey, thank you so much for taking the time to be with me. Thank you to everybody who's been out there watching. We're going to go take a closer look at the competition once again, but you definitely don't want to go anywhere. We've got a full afternoon of interviews, competition information. We're going to be coming to you live through the day and into tomorrow. You don't want to miss it, but thanks for tuning in. All right, everybody, we are coming to you live from Stuller's global headquarters here in the beautiful Lafayette, Louisiana. And for those of you who are out there live watching, we have a very special treat. I am joined now by Matt Stuller himself. Sir, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with everybody here today.
Oh my goodness, it's my pleasure and so excited to see all of our customers here and to see new equipment. And,
it's very exciting.
And the challenge behind us is just shocking how
really
great that is.
The CAD thing was a little intimidating to me at first. I have to admit, I didn't know what to expect, but watching these people work is very inspiring, I think.
Well, I think CAD for people that are not familiar with it, can be a little bit, cautious and pushed back.
Yeah.
But, today CAD has become so easy and it's so much more user-friendly. And it is amazing, with the parametrics today where you can change sizes and finger sizes and stone sizes and center shapes, and it's all literally of just an easy, hit to the button.
A mouse click away, in fact.
That is correct.
So what does it mean to you to have all of these people in our facility today? What, as you say, it was a while that we couldn't have anybody here. How do you feel having everybody here today?
Oh, it is so stunning to be able to get to enjoy our customers, to see them face to face.
Yeah.
To be able to shake their hands.
Yeah.
I'm a people person, and I like, being with people. And of course, the last 2 years it was so virtual and it worked. But the personalities and, just the emotions from each other, it's just so different when you can meet somebody in person.
I agree, yeah.
So our whole company here is just really excited to be able to have customers that we work so hard to be able to take care of all year.
I agree. And I've been interviewing people all day, and I think Mike Melvin said it best when he said, the relationships we have with our customers are like family relationships. And when people come here into the building, it's almost like a big family reunion where you're getting an opportunity to see people where maybe you don't see them all the time, maybe you only see them once a year, or you're on the phone with them, and here they are in the building, and we really get to have a good time together.
Oh, there is absolutely no question about it. We love our customers.
Yeah.
And it's really cool where we're able to show them what we do for them here.
Yeah.
And I love to tell the customer, is that this is what you help build.
Right.
So, we're a very, conservative company. We don't like, to borrow money.
Yeah.
And so we grow, with what our customers' needs are.
Yeah.
And then we take the vast majority of our profits, and we put it back into the business and, of course, the community.
Yes.
Which is very important for, the culture of our folks.
Absolutely. It's a big deal that we are here in Lafayette, Louisiana, a place where you've called home for a long time. And
yeah, for life.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. Well, I wasn't going to say it, but, long enough. And we're having people come to your home, to where you grew up, to a building that is really, it's exciting to have everybody here and to share that with everyone, I think.
Oh my goodness, absolutely, no question. It's amazing. We have a really, really cool manufacturing facility here.
We do, yeah.
And we try to do everything that we probably should not be doing. But when you commit to a customer that you can do something and it needs to be delivered on a certain day, if we don't do that, it's our fault. We don't have to worry about it being a vendor somewhere else in the world.
Exactly. There's pride in being able to have your customer know that they're dealing with you, and you're gonna see them through every step of the way. From the minute they pick up that phone to put in that order, maybe it's something that we need to make for them. We're gonna see it happen from start to finish, and we're one of the only places I know that does it so effectively and efficiently and so right all the time.
Well, it's really interesting. We saw, the kind of the headlights in our eyes back in the late 80s and early 90s where, jewelers were using our catalog as a static type material that they would always compromise in needing to order something that would what they needed, but it was never exactly what they needed.
Sure.
So they had to do a lot of work on it. And I knew that eventually, we needed to do something different to be able to give the customer exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
So, from the late to well, I should say the early to mid 90s, you know, we were selling approximately 300,000 different items.
Wow.
Well, today, you'll never believe this, you know, but the iterations of the different products and how we can do it all with digital files, you know, we're up to about 1.7 trillion different ways
so cool.
to help supply our customer, you guys out there,
Yeah.
on whatever you need where you don't have to, you know, compromise.
I've heard that number before, but hearing you say it again is so impressive. 1.7 trillion.
Well, I kept telling him, you must have missed a zero
Yeah,
on
right.
that, you know. But truly, that is a real number.
It's very impressive. It's very exciting. So, you know, what is your favorite part of the workshop experience? What do you look forward to when you know Bench Workshop is coming up?
Well, it's very simple. It's getting to meet our customers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and our employees love it.
Yeah.
You know, they work so hard all year long, you know, and sometimes they start to forget, you know, what are the faces of our customers? So when our customers are coming in, you know, and our folks get to see, you know, our customers getting to see our employees, they get to see how the organization works and what it takes to process an order or take an order or to manufacture it. It's really fun.
I agree. It's something I look forward to every year, certainly. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been so lucky to spend time here with Matt Stuller. I know you have a lot of people to see, a lot of things to do, so I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to interact with everybody that we have online out there today, and I'm sure you have a fantastic rest of your day planned, but thank you so much for spending time with me here.
Well, I'm having a spectacular time.
I love that. All right, well, we're going to tune back to what's going on in the competition behind me, and more interviews and expert opinions are going to be coming up a little bit later on. You definitely want to stay tuned. All right, everybody, if you are joining us, once again, we are coming to you live from Stuller's global headquarters here in Lafayette, Louisiana, where we are about 1 hour left in our CAD challenge, which is our Matrix Gold based challenge. We have 3 jewelers who are currently in the process of working on creating their CAD designs, which will later be produced by B9 Creations 3D printers. That is what will actually be designed by, or excuse me, judged by our judges today. We're going to have a special guest joining here in the next few minutes. We're excited about that. But right now I am joined by Patrick, who is our representative for B9 Creations. They are the sponsor of our CAD challenge, which is a really big deal. And so thank you so much for your sponsorship of this event. Talk to me about, for those who don't know, what is B9 Creations?
B9 is an American-made printer made in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Love that.
Yeah, it's a great company. It's I've been up there to visit. It's like a little family up there. You know, it's pretty cool, and they've been very innovative. You know, I saw them on Kickstarter 10 years ago.
Wow.
And I remember thinking, if I could just have one of those printers, it would, you know, it changed my life. You know, so.
Wow.
And you know, it's an amazing success story. So they're building some really amazing printers, super simple to use and extremely reliable.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it's funny you say, if I could just have that printer, it would change my life. I think your life has been changed because now anybody is able to purchase a B9 printer. We're excited at Stuller to be a supplier for them. And, you know, going onto our website, stuller.com, searching for B9, you're able to go ahead and find everything you need. I've got that QR code that's been showing up on our screen all day. Go ahead and scan that with your smartphone in your camera app. That'll take you right where you need to go. A little screenshot will get you there as well. And if nothing I said made sense, if you're like, I don't know what a QR code is, don't worry. Stuller.com is your resource. You just go ahead and go online and check it out there. So, all right, so it's a 3D printer.
Exactly.
We're on a CAD challenge. What's the relationship between CAD design and a 3D printer? Can you talk me through that?
Well, you know, when you're designing something in CAD, it's basically just, it's like an engineering program. So it's all electronic and digital. Without that piece being able to be somehow produced, whether it be through a CNC mill or some type of printer, it's just going to always stay in the digital format.
Right.
You know, so it's good to be able to take that from a concept, take it from a digital format that's on screen, and then be able to produce it.
Yeah.
One of the things that B9 has done that is just revolutionizing things is they're able to do a sample print so that a customer can actually, in just about 15 minutes, see the ring that they have designed.
Wow.
And while they're getting a beverage or maybe a cup of coffee, they can have that printer working and they can put that ring on the customer's finger before they leave. And that's just an amazing leap forward in technology.
Yeah.
You know, being able to show it to somebody and they actually put it on their finger when maybe an hour and a half ago it was just a concept. That's something else.
You know, we were talking a little bit earlier about the idea that it's sort of like almost making people's dreams come true. You get a client coming into your store who's had this idea, maybe they have, you know, a perfect ring that they've always dreamed of having. It's only ever been a thought in their mind, but now we're able to actually take it and create it. Within 15 minutes, they've got a three-dimensional version of it on their hand that they're trying on. It's exciting.
Sure is. You can actually even snap a stone in so they can see what their stone's going to look like in it, you know, and it's an amazing leap forward, you know. I remember when it was just something cool to be able to visualize what a ring was going to look like with a stone, you know, just in picture form. So actually having it in 3D is amazing. And these printers are so easy to set up. You can unbox it and set it up and have it printing probably more quickly than you could unbox an HP printer.
Wow.
That just prints paper.
That is a pretty ringing endorsement, I would say.
It's that easy to use. So it's
fantastic.
You know, it's really something special.
Well, and I know B9 is, of course, as I mentioned, the sponsor of this CAD challenge. We're lucky enough that these two-dimensional designs that are being created by these jewelers behind us are going to actually be 3D printed by the B9 crew that's here, which is fantastic. We're going to have them as physical objects that will be judged for this particular part of the competition. The design is happening today. They're going to end up being printed. The judging will happen tomorrow. If you're still interested in finding out more, go ahead and check it out on Stuller.com. That's where you can find out everything about B9 printers. And all right, so the time has come. We have a special guest in all of this CAD world, and I'm so excited to reveal the special guest is, of course, Patrick himself. Patrick, you are going to be sitting down at the computer and designing for glory, or how do you feel about that?
Well, I'm nervous because I've only got an hour
You only
left.
got an hour? Listen, I believe in you, man. If anybody can do it, it's certainly you.
Yeah, so awesome.
Yes,
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, well,
so.
everybody out there, stay tuned because Patrick is going to be joining in on this competition. You're going to be seeing his designs come to life right on screen. Patrick, go on over there, man.
All right.
Good luck to
Time to
you.
get started.
All right, time to get it
Thank
started. Stay tuned, everybody. You're good.
All right.
You can go over.
Celebrate every day with the perfect gift for every occasion. Find it all at Stuller.
Every mounting offers a world of possibilities. Stuller's assortment of diamonds and gemstones bring visions to life, creating one-of-a-kind designs. Customization options are as limitless as your imagination.
Everybody. I don't know about y'all, but that video just really makes me happy, talking about Ever and Ever, which is our bridal solution that we're excited to offer here at Stuller. And if you're just joining in for the first time, we are coming to you live from Stuller's global headquarters in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are on the second half of our first day of our Bench Jewelers Workshop. We, behind us, have our CAD challenge going on as part of our Battle of the Benches competition. And I think it's important to note that CAD design isn't just for, decorative jewelry. It also can be used in the bridal industry. So I'm joined by Alex, who is one of our senior members of our bridal department here at Stuller. Alex, talk to me about how is it that Stuller is able to integrate CAD design and custom design with the bridal program?
Well, custom design is certainly a huge part of bridal at Stuller, but also bridal in the industry. So I think it's no shock to you that everybody wants their own unique ring. Yes. They want something that's different. They don't want something that they've seen on anyone else before. So custom is definitely just becoming more and more in demand, not only in jewelry, but in any industry, honestly. Yes. So CAD is a huge part of what we do here at Stuller, and some of the great things that Stuller develops for our CAD systems also benefit our bridal line as a whole. Mm-hmm. So Ever and Ever is actually a prototype program that supports custom bridal, and all of those styles are in our counter sketch program, where you can go and have so much more flexibility than you would have just using kind of a Stuller.com website. You can add freehand pieces and parts, and you can really make something custom very easily, very quickly.
Yeah, well, and you mentioned counter sketch. The designers behind us are using Matrix Gold, but counter sketch is another custom design software that Stuller is excited to be a part of. You can find out more information by going to Stuller.com and finding out about counter sketch through there. And I think we saw Ever and Ever as something that is an exciting way to really help every bride get exactly what she wants.
Sure.
And how do you become a member of that program?
Ever and Ever is very easy. So Ever and Ever is just a $12.99 buy-in, and so what you get is 29 prototypes that are base styles, right, of engagement rings. So even though you do eventually take the customer into a software program to help them then change to make it totally unique, really people who aren't used to using software programs in that capacity don't understand. They want something tangible to feel. So the concept of Ever and Ever, along with marketing support and all other types of benefits of the program, is you have these physical replications of the actual product that someone can hold. And even if you change it, at least they have something to kind of say, okay, I do understand you're gonna give me this exact thing, but it's gonna have an oval center, or it's gonna have my initials down the side, or whatever it is that they end up customizing.
Yeah, definitely. We spent a lot of time talking today about translating, you know, ideas and two-dimensional objects into three-dimensional things that people can hold and try on. Bridal rings, I think it's particularly important. You know, a bride wants something, as you say, something unique, something custom, something that's made just for her. And Ever is a great way to sort of get that whole customization process going.
Well, customization really in bridal is the way that anyone should be going. There's more profit in it, number one, but that's really what consumers are asking for. So the great thing about Stuller is that we really offer anything that you would need to support your custom business. So whether it's something like Ever and Ever, which is a consumer-facing brand that we can give you the marketing support and the prototypes so you don't have to carry that inventory, or it's something like Matrix Gold where you are really driving the car completely on your own and you're designing something from nothing. I don't know, or I don't have the talent or skill to use what these guys are using behind me. But then we also have counter sketch, which is in the middle. Where you can start with a base style, and even I can navigate counter sketch. It's a little bit easier to use than Matrix Gold. But there's just so many options for customization these days, and really what we're trying to do at Stuller is to meet our customers where they are and with what they need. And so we have a suite of things that accomplishes that. And so Ever and Ever is one of them. Making jewelry and creating it, whether it's in software, whether it's a combination of the two, people are really passionate about that, and to feel this energy is so special. So this is, like I said, my favorite event, and it's just because of, you know, what we're seeing around us.
Exactly, and you know, you bring up a good point. For those of you who are out there, I keep saying it, we're so excited to be joining you virtually yet again this year, whether you're at your bench working, or maybe you're tuning in on a little afternoon coffee break here. It's 3 o'clock here in Lafayette, Louisiana, but really nothing replaces the experience of coming into the building, whether that is for Bench Jeweler Workshop, which is an annual event that we hold, or we have tons of other opportunities. We're talking about customization. If you're interested in finding out more about software to help you customize, we have a training for that. If you're interested in finding out more about how can you maybe integrate customization into your business, guess what? We have a business-oriented 3-day event, Bridge, that you're able to come into our building, talk to our experts, talk to people like Alex, who's highly knowledgeable and able to really give you insight into your business. And we're so excited to be able to offer that here on Stuller's campus. All right. Well, Alex, thank you so much for taking the time to join me, talking bridal, talking customization. We're going to turn our attention back to the competition, where we have now 4 incredible designers who are working on creating some masterful CAD designs for us that will be judged a little bit later. And I can't wait to see what they come up with.
I'm super excited. I keep turning around and not paying attention to this interview anymore because I want to know what's going on.
Listen, I totally understand. I totally understand. For those of you out there, stay tuned. We're going to turn back to the competition. We have more interviews coming up later this afternoon. You don't want to miss it. All right, everybody out there, we are coming to you live once again from Stuller's global headquarters here in beautiful Lafayette, Louisiana. If you've been tuning in this whole time, you've been able to enjoy some masterful CAD design that's been going on as part of our Battle of the Benches competition, which is one of the many reasons to attend Bench Jewelers Workshop here at Stuller. I'm excited to be joined by a customer here, a friend of Stuller, if you will, Fred, who is all the way from Washington. Is that correct? Washington State, not Washington, D.C. So he journeyed a great deal to get here. Fred, thank you so much for joining me today. All right, so what made you decide to come all the way to little old Lafayette for Bench Jewelers Workshop?
This is my 6th or 7th bench jewelers probably. So
there we go.
The people, the new tools, getting to interact with other jewelers in the industry that do what we do, so we can hear. It opens a lot of communication.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or a lot of new tricks of the trade. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We were talking a little bit earlier about how sometimes the life of a bench jeweler can be a little bit solitary. Yeah. You're at your bench, you're working, you're doing certain tasks, and coming to something like this is an opportunity to meet like-minded individuals and kind of exchange tricks of the trade. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, and people are open to talk in this environment.
Yeah.
We're not necessarily, this industry generally has been a pretty secretive, everyone's got their secrets. Where here it doesn't feel that way.
Certainly. Yeah. Well, I think Stuller does pride itself on being a resource.
Right.
And, if you're coming to Stuller, if you're going to spend time with us, you have to be willing to share the resources,
right.
I think. Yeah. Right. Well, and I know you had mentioned the roundtable discussions was a big draw for you. What do you get out of that type of discussion?
One, new products coming out or products I didn't know about, as far as tools go, technology, but also hearing from other jewelers. What are they having problems with?
Yeah.
And then another jeweler across the room will say, well, here's how we fix that. Problem solved, instead of...
I love that.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, really...
I always get a lot out of that.
An opportunity to really problem solve with people who get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It bridges everybody together, kind of, gives them a...
For sure, for sure. Are there any other events other than Bench Jeweler Workshop that you come to here at Stuller?
I've been to Bridge twice,
awesome.
Which I liked.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a yearly thing for me, this is something I do every year.
Something you do every year.
And I've been to trainings, Matrix Gold training last year.
Absolutely. Okay, Matrix Gold, I'm glad you brought that up. The CAD challenge that is happening behind us is all done on Matrix Gold software. And so is Matrix Gold, it's something you integrate in your business?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Until Matrix Gold, well, I should say until Countersketch, but as far as actual custom work, we've always hand carved waxes, but that's not something that is sustainable because generations down the road, is there going to be a wax carver? And there is not. So my goal with Matrix Gold was to do as much as I can with it. Add to that, until we can do most everything with that. So
Yeah, I think that's a good way to think about it. There's no doubt that CAD can be a little bit intimidating to people, particularly if you have sort of those more traditional techniques that you've been doing in your store. But Stuller really does offer training for anybody of any level. And as Lainey said earlier, everybody starts from ground zero. There's nothing wrong with coming into a training and not really even knowing what you're signing up for. They're able to really help build you from nothing to expert.
Well, and the transition to CAD doesn't have to be anything specific. There's no timeline.
Sure.
It's whatever your transition looks like, so you can start at zero.
Yeah. Definitely. I think that's a good way to put about it. There's no timeline on trying to build your business and learning to grow.
Ladies and gentlemen, quick announcement.
We have
at the information desk, we have the Diamonds and Gemstones tour. It is about ready to leave, so if you're a part of the tour, please make your way to the information desk. Also, folks, I'm looking at the clock. We officially have 1 hour remaining in our CAD challenge. 1 hour remaining. And finally, if anybody has lost a room key to their hotel, I believe there's a gentleman named Peter. I have it, and I will leave it at the information desk. Thank you.
All right. We've got 1 hour left in the CAD competition, which is very exciting. And Fred, I just want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to really come and talk to me about what it's like to be a customer here in Stuller and really getting the full experience.
I love it. Thank you.
Awesome. For those of you out there watching, go ahead, stay tuned to those screens. We're going to be looking at what's going on in the competition. We've got more interviews coming your way, and I'm excited to see where these designs come out. Definitely stay tuned. All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming to us live once again at Stuller's Global Headquarters in Lafayette, Louisiana. We've got just under an hour left in our CAD challenge, which if you've been following around the whole time, there's some pretty beautiful design work going on behind us. I'm joined once again by Brett, who's just an all-around expert in everything, but we're going to talk a little bit more about today about what kind of designs we're seeing, what's been going on with these CAD designers, and if we want to go ahead and cut right to one of our bench cameras, we're going to go ahead and look. Here we go. So to refresh everybody's memory, this particular jeweler had found an image that he was tracing to come up with this design. He's been working for a couple hours now. Brett, talk to me about this.
Well, again, he found some images that matched the criteria in the challenge. And he imported in that picture into Matrix, which is a function that's really nice.
Yeah.
And he was able to trace around the image and get some what we call curves in place, and then he started creating his geometry. So it looks like a beautiful pendant, very interesting. I can see that it's going to be pretty challenging to 3D print this one.
Yeah.
So the B9 folks who are gonna help us with printing this, and they noticed that this is going to be a little challenging for them.
Definitely.
So, but it's a beautiful design and layout. I really like it. Looks like he's working on a leaf component right now.
And just to refresh everybody's memory, all of our designers today were given the same sort of client that they were designing for, which was a fashionista in her 30s who likes Arabic inspired motifs in her design, kind of a negative space motifs in her design. She supposedly inherited a large center stone that everybody is required to integrate into their design in some way. And unlike in years past where everybody had to design a certain particular type of jewelry, this year the sky was the limit, whether it was a brooch or a pendant or a ring or whatever it may be. Looks like, as we said, this gentleman is designing a pendant.
So what do you see when you look at this design?
What am I seeing when I look at this design? To me, it looks very floral, but it's also, I love the points. I love the leaves. We saw earlier there was a different, like a side view where he's got some kind of stones going around the outside.
Right, around the rim.
Yeah.
On the outside.
Which is beautiful.
So does it look Mediterranean?
I guess so.
Yeah,
Do you think it looks Mediterranean?
Vines and leaves.
I feel like I should wear it in Mykonos, Greece, perhaps.
Yeah.
What about you? You feel like you're going to go to Greece with this?
Well, I just got back from Italy.
Oh.
I don't know if that counts.
That definitely counts. It's Mediterranean adjacent. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely like his design path here. Definitely going to be a challenge to 3D print because it's going to offer up some challenges to that process.
And what kind of challenges do you anticipate are going to come when they are trying to 3D print it, when you're looking at this?
So anything that's flat can be challenging.
Okay.
Naturally, we want to lay it down flat like we're looking at it. But we'll probably, in this case, turn it up on its side.
Okay, interesting.
And hopefully we can get some what we call self-supporting geometry. What 3D printing doesn't like is to print up and then come back down. It can't.
Sure. Yeah.
So anything that's what we call negative facing geometry has to be touched off with a wire, a rod, or a pipe.
Yeah.
So depending on how we orient it is going to how we have to support it for printing.
Sure. Wow.
So the supports are like trees and wires that are touching the part. As it's growing, it's holding it steady and it's feeding in where it needs to.
Very cool. I never would have even thought about that particular aspect of it. The fact that not only do you have to design this, but you also have to figure out a way to make it printable. And
right. You can design parts that cannot be printed.
Man.
Very effectively. But I think we're going to be fine.
Yeah. All right. So now let's take a look. We're going to go to the next camera. We're going to go to bench 3. Let's see what's going on bench 3. Okay, it looks like maybe a ring.
So this is a ring, and looks like he's got a head built for a stone. It's a nice, unique looking design there. A little wire work. I suppose that looks
pretty Mediterranean, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like he's built in the process of building his shank to meet up with the head.
Certainly. You do need that fur ring. You got to have a complete circle. And part of what everybody is going to be judged on, in addition to, you know, how beautiful this piece is also, can it be printed? Is it something that could be worn? Is it something that could be sold? How effectively does it match the brief? So
we have to be able to make it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is part of what the judging is going to be looking at.
Certainly.
Is it manufactured?
Certainly. Yeah. And I mean, custom pieces are anything that you could possibly imagine, but they do have to be made.
Yeah, we do have standards that we try to follow, and you know, thicknesses and cross sections, and a lot of what gives us trouble with 3D printing and casting is really tight holes and piercings.
Certainly, yeah.
So we have to try to avoid those.
Yeah. Well, and it looks like we've got some very small spaces here around that center stone.
I can't quite tell what's going on with the shank. So one good thing about what he's doing here, he's building one side. We can use the mirror command to duplicate it on the other side.
Fantastic,
so it's a way to be more efficient rather than trying to build it all in one piece.
Yeah, rather than trying to have to match it up. All right, looks like we've got something going on underneath there.
So that's some beading, some large beads.
Yeah.
It's another tool in Matrix that allows you to run beads around a curve. And then you can adjust those beads, thicknesses and spacing.
Interesting, yeah.
And creating those little beaded decorative elements to a piece, very popular.
Very cool.
You know, you can call it mill grain.
Yeah.
In our industry, we call it mill grain. But when you get bigger, then they just become decorative beads.
Oh, okay. Interesting. We got to look at our bench 3 jeweler, Miss Sierra, who looks like she had some sketching. Everybody who is participating in this also had, as I said, a copy of the same prompts. They're all designing for the same client, who's a fashionista. They are supposed to integrate, you know, botanical elements, Arabic elements, negative space. Let's take a look. I see another ring that's being created. I believe that's our second jeweler that we've got going on up there. If we want to go ahead and
take a look at that one.
Yeah, let's take a look at what's going on there.
All right, so
very cool.
Obviously incorporated a bezel for his center, and it looks like he's working on his accent stones that are bezel as well.
Certainly.
And it looks like he's got some sort of surface there that he's playing with.
So now what is he adjusting there where we're seeing those stones kind of moving around?
Right, so looks like he's working on his angle. So the trying to find that right angle that's going to match his bezel.
All right, looks like we unfortunately have that program, looks like it crashed on that poor jeweler there, but the good news is backups exist. I'm sure that that person was saving their work. They'll be able to pull it right back up. That's one of the benefits of CAD design is if you make a mistake, that's okay. You're able to go ahead and pick up right where you left off. You can start over. You can change things easily.
I'll tell you that you'll learn very quick that you need to save your work as you progress.
Yes.
For this very reason.
Yes.
And it's easy to get in a trap of just going, everything looks great, and then you get a crash.
Yeah.
And then you got to start over.
Yeah, well, when we're seeing firsthand how important it is saving all of your work, making sure, and that's just, you know, that's good practice, which is a tip that you will pick up if you attend one of our trainings that we offer here at Stuller. We have training in all of our CAD programs, CounterSketch, Matrix Gold. The designers behind us are working in Matrix Gold, which is a slightly more elevated form of CAD design, but Over the course of today, we have talked with two of the trainers that we have here at Stuller that really are excited to develop curriculum that is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in CAD design, what's trending in CAD design, and making sure that anybody who is interested has the tools they need to get started in this particular craft. All right, so we also have students that are here with us today. Are they participating in any kind of a CAD challenge, or we're keeping them strictly on the bench?
We're keeping them strictly on the bench.
Makes sense.
Today has been all about stone setting.
Love that.
So we're giving them a relatively simple solitaire round stone, and we're challenging them to do their best quality in setting and finishing. So I believe we're on our last challenge at the moment, and
Awesome.
then tomorrow we will be doing a sizing challenge.
Yeah, okay, sizing
So
challenge.
a size down
Okay.
to a particular size, and then we're going to judge them on how well they finished it.
Ah, all right.
So how accurate was their sizing, and how well was it finished?
Very cool. All right. So, I mean, you and I talked about this a little bit earlier, but for those who maybe missed our earlier conversation or are just joining us now, what does it mean to you to have students in the building today? This is the first time that I have seen students participating in bench in quite such a large amount.
We've always had students or the schools interested in coming to the workshop because they get to learn so much here.
Definitely.
But having them come to do a challenge was very interesting, and they're loving it. They're really loving it. They're loving the challenge. There's two schools here, New Approach and Paris, Texas. So both of those schools are being represented here. And they're taking on the pressure of having to perform in front of very experienced jewelers, which is, I don't know if I could sit there and do it myself.
I don't know if I could either.
I have to give it to them. They've been doing a great job, and they're very brave, and they're doing great.
Yeah, definitely. I understand you're an alumni from one of those schools, is that correct?
Paris, Texas.
What does that mean to you to have your classmates, so to speak, here?
It means a lot, and I definitely try to stay involved with the school.
Yeah.
Help them, in their curriculums. So, I want to give back, to the school that taught me and brought me to this career.
Yeah.
So, forever tied.
Well, that's really been a common theme. If you've been watching all day, that has come up in these interviews that we've been lucky enough to do. People here at Stuller are excited about their job, of course, but mostly what they're excited about is the act of giving back, the act of interacting with customers, the act of helping people, furthering the craft. We're also lucky to be involved in this industry that really is special and unique. The jewelry industry, I mean, of course, we're creating things, but we're also inserting memories. We're part of people's lives. We're part of things that people are sharing with one another, ways that people are showing love to one another. It's an industry that's unique in that,
very giving.
Exactly, yeah.
And you think about a student who's going through a school to learn jewelry, they're our future.
Yeah, they really are.
So we really have to help them. It's a shrinking job market there, so we need more jewelers out there.
Yeah.
And it's been an honor to help them along the way.
Absolutely.
It's our future customers as well.
It is,
so they need to understand what Stuller is and what it represents, and what they can do to help them in their business.
You're absolutely right in saying that. All right, Brett, thank you so much yet again for coming and hanging out with me for a while, for talking all things CAD. I'm sure we'll be talking to you tomorrow when we have our final competition of our Battle of the Benches. It's called Hearts and Pieces. It's my favorite of all of the Battle of the Benches competitions.
And we're adding a little twist this year.
Oh, what is the little twist? No, fill me in.
So we decided to add a mystery component.
Oh, okay.
So we have mystery bags, basically, that have components that have been chosen that are unique to each bag.
Oh boy.
So it's not the same
components
and products. We picked some gemstones. We created components to hold them.
Oh.
And a lot of different components that they can use to create something unique.
Fantastic.
So they'll have their core products that they can pick through, and then they'll have their mystery bag.
Oh, I'm excited.
And they have to use one of the components in their design if they take that bag.
I love that. So you definitely don't want to miss tomorrow. As I said, Parts and Pieces is the name of the game, and we're going to be seeing some finished jewelry created from start to finish tomorrow. But in the meantime, we still have about a half hour left of our CAD challenge, so definitely don't tune away. You want to see how this all turns out. I know I'm excited to see what these final designs look like before we render them out. They are going to be printed by B9 Creations. They are our sponsor of this particular challenge. I want to make sure we shout them out, say thank you to them. They've been a really great ally to Stuller through a lot of different times. Today is no exception. We've got some B9 people here with us. Patrick, who is a competitor, was our surprise competitor in this competition. He is here with B9, and it's just so exciting to have them here in the building. But for all of you out there, thank you so much for staying with us so far. We've got about half hour left of our competition. We're going to go back, see what our jewelers are up to, and definitely stay tuned. All right, everybody, what a day we have had here at Stuller's global headquarters in Lafayette, Louisiana. Day one of Bench Jewelers Workshop is quickly drawing to a close. I don't know about you, Chris, but I'm sad to see it go. I had a lot of fun today.
I know, the time just flew. We've been having so much fun. The competition's been intense, and yeah, that's just how it goes. But yeah, we've had an absolute blast.
We absolutely have. So we're in the final few minutes of our CAD competition, which is been really exciting to see how these designers have taken a prompt, which was to create a piece of jewelry. It could be any piece of jewelry. We've got a pendant. I see a couple rings that are being designed. And it was for a particular client, for a fashionista in her 30s. She was going to a big event. She liked Arabic and Mediterranean inspired design. And just looking at what we have on the screens of our competitors right now, I feel like all of them really embrace the brief in really different ways.
Absolutely. And the inspiration behind it, like you were saying, is it's a combination of a lot of different styles. So this could have gone in any direction. Yeah. So once again, can't wait to see what we have. Just a friendly reminder, once we have these images, we're going to take the files, we're going to print them on the B9 Creations 3D printer, and then that's what the judges are going to have to judge the pieces. So
absolutely.
It should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see them.
I can't wait to see them too. And you know, B9 Creations is a sponsor of this CAD challenge. We want to make sure we thank them. Our stone setting challenge earlier today was sponsored by PGI, which is Platinum Guild International. We just want to thank our sponsors for today, everybody who really chipped in, and also all of the staff here at Stuller who has really come together to make sure that everybody who's at our workshop has a fantastic experience. I think it's days like this that make me really proud and excited to work here.
Absolutely. I couldn't express that any better. We have an army of staff that put this event together, and each and every one of them worked so hard. But more importantly, to see the smiles on everyone's faces today, not only our customers, our attendees, but our vendors and our other staff. You know, so even people that are not associated with the event that are just working today, they have a smile on their face. That's what it's all about. We're here to have fun. We're here to learn. A lot of these people have come from around the country, around the world. And they're not here to work, they're here to play, right? So we put on a good show for them, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
I agree. One thing that really has stuck with me today is, if you were watching this morning's competition, I interviewed a gentleman named Guy, who is our senior gemologist here at Stuller, and he said that when we're having an event like this, we're here to share our tools, but mostly what we're here to share is our knowledge. And that really has stuck with me, and how exciting is that? Really, come into this building, join us here at Stuller next year for Bench Jewelers Workshop, or for any event that we have, whether it's a training, whether it's bridge, whether you're just coming in for a tour to visit the facility. We're excited to have you here. I would highly encourage you to make sure you come into our building.
Absolutely. When I run into people here at the show, the first thing I ask them is this your first time here? Most of them say yes. When I ask them what their first impression was, they're just like, I had no idea what to expect, and this is beyond my wildest dreams. Especially if this is your industry, if this is your life, your livelihood. As a jeweler, you come into an environment like this, and it's like being in heaven.
It really is.
You know, get to rub elbows with some industry experts, to gain knowledge from people that are specialists in their fields, but to play with all the tools and equipment. I mean, you know, I'm big into fishing. If I went to like a fishing expo, my head's going wild too. So anyway, it's kind of like that. But and we're about to go to a crawfish boil. How fun is that?
I mean, I can't think of anything better. I'm so excited.
So, and a lot of these folks have never had crawfish before. So if you haven't had crawfish before, you've always wanted to try it, yet another reason to come down for the workshop in 2024.
And we offer tutorials on how to pinch the tail.
It's not that hard, it's super easy.
We can't wait to share that with everybody.
The
best part is we're going to do all of this again tomorrow. We are going to be having our second day of our workshop. Everybody who's here in the building now is going to be back here on a Saturday. That's how you know we're passionate about our jobs. We're coming in on a weekend day, and we have a full day competition tomorrow. It's my favorite of the bench competitions. This one's called Parts and Pieces. It's a challenge in which all of our jewelers are given basically a stack of componentry, and they are tasked with creating a finished piece of jewelry in the course of the day. We also are going a little bit Iron Chef with it this year. There's going to be a mystery bag filled with components. I don't know what's going to be in there, but they are going to be required to integrate that into their design, and I think that's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, so instead of 2 competitions, we're only going to have 1 tomorrow because it is so intense. So expect a 6-hour broadcast on that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be long, it's going to be grueling, but it's going to be so much fun to watch. And I know the competitors are looking forward to that. So I hope they get very well rested tonight. Maybe they're staying at a a Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah, some nice. And for all of you who are out there, if you're invested in those competitions and you're wondering how can I find out who the winner is, fear not. We will be announcing them to everybody who's in attendance tomorrow evening at our closing party, but we're also going to be posting the winners on our Facebook page. So if you are interested, if you had someone you were really rooting for today, definitely check back on Stuller's Facebook page tomorrow, Saturday night. All of the information is going to be there, and I'm really excited to see who the winner is.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know who I want to win because everything has been so engaging and exciting to see.
They all deserve something. That's
They do all deserve something. All right, well, let's take one final look at the competition. You can see our jewelers have drawn an audience. That's one of the benefits for coming to Bench Jewelers Workshop is, yes, you get to, kind of hobnob with the industry experts, but you also get to watch these very exciting competitions and see your fellow bench jewelers at work. And you can see on the screen now, if you're at home watching, we have some pretty finalized pieces that have come out of this. Rendering their pieces is a part of this particular competition. They do have to have rendered pieces that will be part of what they're judged on. Again, they will be printed by B9 Creations to create a physical piece which will be judged. Not obviously going through a casting process, but it's that 3D printed piece that is going to be part of what our CAD Challenge competitors are judged on tomorrow, later on this evening, whenever this printing is finished.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Well, I just want to make sure I thank everybody out there for tuning in. We're going to end by giving you a last look at the competition. Chris and I are going to go and get ready to have some crawfish. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We are going to be getting started at about 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, so you don't want to miss it. However you tuned in today, that's how you want to go ahead and tune in tomorrow. You can find us on Stuller.com and clicking on the pop-up window. We're live on our YouTube page. Here's a final look at our competitors, and we really look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. You don't want to miss it.
See you all tomorrow.